Hello and welcome to Googly Mania Live, and you're watching Googly Goals with me, Shramana Acharjee, your host for the evening, and Ranabir Bhattacharyya, our FIFA expert, and we're discussing on today's first stage Group H match, Japan versus Senegal in Ekaterinburg Arena at 8:30 p.m. So as we know, both Japan and Senegal have won their first matches, and whichever wins today the match goes to the knockout round. So it's a very crucial match for both the teams. Which team do you think has the possibility of going to the knockout rounds?
Well, when FIFA came out with the fixture itself, the various groups. So when I had a first look at this Group H, frankly speaking, I wasn't expecting both these teams to win. And it was an utter surprise. Rather, the two big upsets, apart from Argentina drawing with Iceland, was Senegal winning the match against Poland and Japan winning against Colombia. These are the two matches, and that's what makes this group a pretty interesting one. Of course, going into the FIFA rankings and other details, you may say that probably Poland and, of course, the other Colombia has got star players like James Rodriguez, whereas Poland has got someone of the caliber of Robert Lewandowski, who is considered one of the best goal poachers in the European circuit. He plays for Bayern Munich, and we have seen him what he can do for the team itself. So it was a classic case of football. What happens this year, I think, is pretty milestone year for World Cup, because we are seeing the small teams, rather teams which we weren't expecting to do much better, have been playing pretty well, and both the teams, Japan and Senegal, deserve compliment for playing to their abilities. Rather, they know the limitations pretty well, and they're playing with purpose, and rather they know their strengths pretty well. That's what makes this particular group an interesting one. And I won't be saying that still it's confirmed that which two teams will be going, that because even if one of these teams win today, the other team won't be confirmed, because we have got other two teams and they are also pretty strong, and definitely Colombia and Poland will be looking to win the remaining matches, which won't be easy because they will be playing among themselves. But as far as these two teams are concerned, one thing we shouldn't forget, that both these teams represent two different styles of play. Japan, an Asian powerhouse, has been a consistent name from Asian circuit as far as World Cups are concerned. And on the other hand, if we talk about Senegal, well, this year I was looking into so many tweets, so many African people, they have been commenting, remarking that yes, Senegal is representing 54 African countries, because all other teams or other countries which are playing from Africa this time, we haven't seen good performances from them. Take the case of Tunisia. But yes, Nigeria won the match against Iceland, and they're still in contention. They'll be playing their last match against Argentina, which will be tough for them. But coming to the Senegal, the way they played against Poland, the dominating way, especially the way they carried on the possession itself. And you know, one thing it's pretty unique about the African footballers is that their passion and commitment for the game. I remember when I was a kid, way back in the 90s, when Roger Milla and his Cameroon played havoc in the 1990 World Cup, which West Germany and Lothar Matthäus ultimately won it. But I remember in that World Cup, Roger Milla showed what African countries can do. Since then, we have seen in brief stints, the African countries have got all the potential. And Senegal, making the debut in 2002, did their best performance. It was really great to see these Senegalese players coming up with a rock-solid performance, ultimately eliminating the France team and reaching the quarterfinals. The irony is that after that they didn't qualify anymore, but this time around they are back in the World Cup frame and they are playing cracker of a match. And you know, I was just checking some of the comments with the fans. They're expecting that when Senegal will be scoring today, people will be looking back at how they're going to celebrate. That's what you call the passion of African football. Talking about Japan, I will say they look pretty purposeful, and in the last match, although they were up against a pretty difficult team, Latin American team, still they were absolutely up to their task and won the match. So this game has got every potential to be a closely contested one thing, and secondly, you will see contrasting styles of play. Because we know that Asian players aren't that tall. You will be seeing Japan more keen, more stressing on passing football. Rather, in case of Senegal, we'll be finding players running more and more fast and furious. And you will see it's all about power football in case of Senegal. And they have got pretty young strikers. In the last match too against Poland, we saw the Polish defenders were simply clueless against the Senegalese strikers. So that's what I think this makes pretty interesting match today.
Stay tuned to Googly Mania. We'll be back after a short break.
এটি বছরের সেই সময় যখন শহর জুড়ে সেই ছাতিম ফুলের গন্ধে মন জুড়িয়ে যায়। ঢাকের বাদ্যি, কাশফুলে ছেয়ে থাকা মাঠ, সব বাঙালির কাছে এটি একটি আলাদা জায়গা রাখে। এই দুর্গাপুজোয় জিও বাংলা থাকবে আপনার সাথে। পুজোর বিভিন্ন মণ্ডপে জিও বাংলা শারদ সম্মান 2018 সাথে নিয়ে নানা ক্ষেত্রের গুণীজনেরা পুরস্কৃত করবেন শহরের সেরা পুজোগুলিকে। সঙ্গে থাকবে অনেক উপহার। এই দুর্গাপুজোয় মেতে উঠুন জিও বাংলার সাথে। আরও জানতে চোখ রাখুন জিও বাংলায়। जिक्र जब भी जीएसटी की होती है तो नजरें ढूंढती हैं जीएसटी दोस्त विकास धनानिया को।
नमस्कार विकास जी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आने के लिए।
विकास धनानिया बात करते हैं पूरी जिम्मेदारी के साथ
कि यहाँ पर गुड्स को रिसीव्ड नहीं किया गया है। हाँ, लेकिन तब आपको ये प्रूफ करना पड़ेगा कि भाई हमने तो हैंड रिक्शा से मंगा लिया है।
आम आदमी जीएसटी को जानना चाहता है, लिहाजा सवालों का अंबार है। इन्हीं सवालों को समेटते हैं हमारे होस्ट राकेश। हर ट्यूसडे और फ्राइडे रात 8 बजे होस्ट राकेश और दोस्त विकास धनानिया हो जाते हैं आमने सामने, सिर्फ आपके लिए जियो बांग्ला पर। देखिए जीएसटी की बात दोस्त के साथ जियो बांग्ला पर।
Welcome back to Googly Goals with me, Shramana and Ranabir, and we're discussing on today's very crucial match, Japan versus Senegal in Ekaterinburg Stadium. Japan is considered an Asian powerhouse. So which players do you think will be the key players of Japan today?
2 decades back, when we used to see Japan playing in an international area, we were used to seeing Japan players who haven't played outside Japan. But nowadays the scenario has changed, and you'll be very happy to see so many players who are pretty famous in the European circuit. For example, Keisuke Honda, who has been pivotal to Japan's goal scoring options, and he has been the center behind the last 6 goals in be it scoring or assisting. Another player I'll definitely looking at is Shinji Kagawa, who has been another excellent player with the ball and without the ball itself, and he'll be playing in the midfield, and I know that this Japanese team will definitely rely upon him. As far as defense is concerned, Nagatomo, Shiboshashi and Shuji, these 3 players are going to be very important today. And if you consider the midfield, along with Kagawa, we'll be finding Inui, Haraguchi and Yoshida. Yoshida's role is going to be very important because Senegal has got pretty good strikers, young strikers, and they have to be absolutely careful that they're not leaking goals in the first 20-30 minutes, because considering these matches when you know both these teams have got their powerhouse of talents, you can expect an early goal. That is one thing, and Kawashima is expected to keep the goals for Japan. And as far as forward line, Hasebe, Osako, Shakai, these 3 players I think are going to play a pivotal role in against the Senegalese defense. Now, as far as Senegal is concerned, the forward line is definitely going to depend upon Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane plays for Liverpool, and believe me, for the last season for Liverpool, he has been excellent. Even if you go back and see the highlights of this year's Champions League final, where Real Madrid defeated Liverpool, you will see how this Sadio Mane played alongside Mohamed Salah and Roberto Firmino and came up with a scintillating performance. Although Liverpool ended up on the losing side, still his performance in the final depicted the way he has matured, and it's pretty good to see a Senegalese player coming up and playing in one of the best football clubs of the world itself. Today you will definitely see that Sadio Mane, who has loads of experience playing against the top players, will be ruling and the bossing the field itself, especially against the shorter Japanese footballers. Apart from that, we'll definitely see Kalibuli, who will be playing in the defense. He's been a highly rated player, and we may see him playing for clubs like Chelsea or Tottenham Hotspur in the days to come. And I won't be saying, you have to remember the case of Sane, Gama, Ndie, Indoi. These players, they are pretty industrious players. Importantly, one of the unique qualities is that they'll keep on running throughout the match. Be it the first minute itself to the 68th minute or by the 90th minute, you'll see these young Senegalese players running hard. In this case, I want to point out one thing, that the Japanese squad this year is one of the oldest squads, and the average age is 28. So this is something which may be important. You may ask why? Because on the other hand, when you see young players in the Senegalese team, and you know that Senegal's strength is all about running throughout the field, throughout the match itself, the aged Japanese defense may face difficulty. I think we'll be having fate of the match in this aspect. I guess the Japanese coach is also well aware of them. That's why I think substitutions in this match for Japan is going to be very, very important. Fresh legs do have huge impact. We have seen in the match against Sweden, the way Joachim Low introduced two young players at the second half of the match, especially after Jerome Boateng was shown red card, it really helped the German team to get up against the Sweden with a more attacking approach. So this is something I guess the players will be well aware of. But if you look at the history of Japan, you will see that Japan has never won the first two matches. If they have won the first match, they have never been able to win the second match altogether. So if Japan wins today, it will be a history for the football itself. And as far as Senegal is concerned, they have a pretty strong defense. They have conceded only 5 goals in the last 9 international matches. So that means it won't be an easy task for the Japanese players. And another aspect from a bigger perspective, why I expect much from Senegal is that barring Cameroon in 1990 or Nigeria in 1998, we haven't seen other African teams coming up from the first group itself, going into the second and playing in the knockouts. So the African teams do look at Senegal, because I hope, as far as the current performance is concerned, only Senegal looks to be promising to go in the knockout round and rule the field like a true champion. And as far as Japan is concerned, they will definitely look to improve how they are going to playing, because we have seen South Korea is basically out of this year's World Cup. Iran has pretty slim chances against Portugal tomorrow, and Saudi Arabia is already out. So it all depends on Japan, how they're going to play, and if Japan can win today, it will be a historic moment for all Asian fans all over the world.
Okay, on one side there's Japan, which is the Asian powerhouse, and on the other side there's Senegal, which is an African super player. So which players do you think will be pivotal for Senegal today? Because today's match will decide which team is going to go to the knockout rounds.
Absolutely, you are right. Not only it's about Sadio Mane. I already told you about Sadio Mane's role in the team, especially considering the fate of the match. But also Idris Dju is important. Diafra Sakho. Sakho is also an unpopular name. Sakho plays well. Not only that, he has got good defensive abilities. And as far as offensive approach is concerned, I think the Senegalese coach is definitely going to trust on him. And let's not forget that their coach Aliou Cissé, who was the player for the Senegal team when they made their debut in 2002 and reached the quarterfinals, he must be motivating the team. And you know, these African teams, if they can get some momentum in the field itself, they can really make some impeccable moments on field. And we have seen that in the first match itself, that they also have the skill to excel in the highest platform. Often we say about African teams is that these teams lack the perseverance or the stamina to perform better against teams like Brazil, Argentina, Germany, Italy or England. But this World Cup, it seems, if Senegal can keep the performance what they have shown against Robert Lewandowski's Poland, yes, you can certainly dream about the current Senegalese team, which looks pretty good on paper and pretty balanced as far as on-field performances are concerned.
And lastly, what are your goal predictions for today's match?
As both the teams require a win today to go to the next round itself, I guess it would be an open play. That implies the teams probably won't be opting a defensive approach. So we can see so many goals altogether. Just before, we have seen how England played against Panama. England won 6-1, and we weren't expecting that Panama will be routed like this. But England had a pretty clear-cut approach, and they knew before the match that whichever team is going to win, and that too with bigger margin itself, will definitely be able to go to the next round. And they were pretty apprehensive of the fact that Belgium scored 3 goals against Panama. So the English team is well aware of that, and that's why they scored 6. So in the next match itself, even if England scores a draw with Belgium, they'll top the group itself. So high scoring goals have been pretty common this year. 3 things that I found pretty interesting. One, already we have seen coming to this 11th day, we have seen thrice people missing the penalty kicks. That's pretty, even that includes someone like Lionel Messi also. Secondly, we have seen too many goals from free kicks. That looks that teams are well prepared for the set pieces, and that also indicates that probably teams are not well equipped defensively how to look at the set piece moments. Because in the yesterday's match, when Toni Kroos scored in a very last minute against the Sweden team, it was clearly evident that the Sweden defensive wall wasn't at all ready for the in-deeper shot. That actually shows that they weren't prepared. It's a fault in preparations. So these are the 2 things I believe that if Senegal wins this match 2-0, it would indeed be a heartbreaking moment for Japan. But it will do justice considering the strengths and weaknesses of both the teams. One from Asia and another from the Africas.
Thanks for joining us, Ranabir. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Googly Goals. For more such FIFA previews, stay tuned to Googly Mania Live, brought to you by Googly Mania. And don't forget to like, comment, share and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's almost time for the match. Let's go watch it. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.